What makes a house a home? Over the next 8 weeks, 21 homes bursting with style and character will compete to be crowned Home of the Year. Tonight the judges will visit 3 very different homes, scoring each of them out of 10. The home with the highest score will go through to the final at the end of the series. Looking for functionality, individuality and clever design are design legend Hugh Wallace.
When I walk into a home, I'm looking for that consistency of personality from top to toe.
Renowned interior designer Deirdre Whelan.
It's fantastic coming into a home where the owners really understand colour and how to use it.
And joining our judges this year is Northern Ireland-based and award-winning architect Patrick Bradley.
The landscape and the building should coexist, and the building should just really rise from the site.
But there can only be one winner. This is Home of the Year. Teacher Bernadette O'Meanine lives in a contemporary home in County Derry with her husband and 4 sons.
The house was the winner of the Ulster House of the Year in the RIAI Awards in June 2017. Our architect spent a lot of time researching the local area and designing the house so that it would fit very much into the local area. Not too far from the house we have an ancient tomb which dates back to over 6,000 years old, and the layout of the tomb is 3 different pods, so the house is very much based on that idea. The house works really, really well for us. We have an open plan aspect to the house, but we also have our own separate areas. Myself and my husband have our sleeping, dressing area. The boys have their pod, and then there's a main living pod with a kitchen, dining room and living room. So I've chosen this as my favourite spot because it is such a lovely place to come in and sit down in the evenings and to see the boys out playing football from here as well. My father came out here to visit and we were sitting outside enjoying the sunshine, and he turned to me and said, well, this has to be the nearest thing to heaven.
The judges must now assess the home armed with only the basic facts about the property and its owners.
I recognise this house. This house won an RIAI award for Best House in Ulster 2017. But you can see exactly why. It's so sculptural. I love the chimneys, the different forms, and the way the walls just draw you in to that glazed box, which is actually the knuckle and the link of the 3 forms. I think it's the perfect entrance.
Yeah, I think it's very dramatic, and I think the forms and the shapes are just amazingly simple.
Very abstract in the landscape, and it appears there's lots of different levels, so I'm very curious to see what's inside.
Well, shall we go?
Yes. Really lovely, bright entrance hall, very crisp finishes.
When you enter into the home, you've got those 3 forms that we have seen outside. You've got 1 building, 2 buildings, 3 buildings, and they've been pulled together to provide the flow in the entrance corridor.
And Patrick, look, they have your 4x4 plugged in for later. What I love about this hall is it sets up visual lines out to the landscape, particularly this one, where you've got that fabulous tree, because it has such a fantastic impact visually when you come into this hall.
Isn't that lovely? No doors, just flowing straight from the hall into quite a sizable family living room. Lovely oak floor being brought through. Nice modern stove. The tones in here are very much white, grey and yellow, and I'm glad that those 2 windows are bringing another layer of colour into the room.
Look at the size that you got for those ceilings and the angles that's going up. That's the form that we've seen outside. Very cathedral-like.
There's no ceiling lights, so everything is by reflected light, and I love these sort of theatre lights.
I find it very echoey in here, so I don't know what it's like when the TV is on. I think a rug would certainly help dampen down the noise level.
Shall we go on?
Yes.
Please.
What a great kitchen and dining area.
Yeah, there's a lovely crisp palette in here, just the off-white on the counter, the sort of pale grey on the cupboards. Very echoey in here again, which is a little bit of a shame.
You have this pop of colour here, but that's really all you have, and I think it just needs more. Hold on a second now.
He's disappeared.
You should do that more often.
So, cushion from the living room. I'd just love to have seen these colour tones in the tall units. I think it would have made a huge difference to this space.
I love the colour from the greens and the trees coming in. But for me, this is such an architectural home that I feel that they haven't capitalised on the site's astonishing views, but it could have been easily resolved just by flipping the kitchen and the dining, putting the dining table sitting here with a full height window, taking that in would have worked perfect.
Great.
Absolutely.
Oh, isn't this beautiful? The master bedroom. It really is a beautiful room. And again, they thought about the location of this room in the house. It's east facing, taking in all that morning sun, just to wake you up in the morning.
I'm not sure if I want that actually, but no, it's a really nice, generously proportioned bedroom. And I've just realised there is a fantastic room beyond, a dressing room.
Beautiful throw on the bed, cushions, bit of grey. And of course, for me, I'd just love to have seen, dare I say it, a little bit of wallpaper.
Not in this home, no, Hugh. No.
Okay, well then I would love to have seen the walls at least painted, a muted colour, maybe taupe. I think it would have given this room just great intimacy.
And we've got the homeowner's favourite spot. Just sitting here in the master bedroom, it's like a wee getaway from the rest of the house. You're just sitting here relaxing, and when you look out through that window, those astonishing mountain views, you completely understand why this is the favourite spot. It's just bliss.
The home will now be marked out of 10. One score will be held back until the judges have seen all 3 homes, when their combined scores will be revealed.
This is a fantastic contemporary home. I would like to have seen bolder use of colour in this home, along with more of the homeowner's persona, and I'm giving it a 7.
There are a few things in this home that don't sit right for me. The acoustics and the layout of the living room. For that reason, I'm giving this home a 7.
So much thought has gone into the functionality, flow, and orientation of this house.
Samantha Mackey lives in a renovated period home in Wicklow.
My house is in a little village, and when I first saw it, I loved the symmetry of it and the period feel with the Georgian windows and the granite chimneys, and I felt, yeah, this is going to be my home. I love living in the country, and I love a little bit of modern, and I love rustic. I particularly love French type interiors. So I've tried to blend all of those things together in my house. The colours that I've chosen are kind of earthy, natural tones, and I try to bring the outside in, using browns and creams and greens and trying to create an air of calm and serenity. This is my favourite spot in the house. When I come home at night, I love closing the door behind me, and the flagstones that are in here were flagstones that I discovered by accident when I was renovating, and it's lovely to have that heritage of the old stones back in the house. I'm living here now 12 years, and it was a labour of love, and I am very happy with the home I've created. Yes, I love it.
Very imposing building. It would have been part of an estate village, and because of the architecture of this home, the cut granite on the chimneys and the cut stone around the windows, this was an important building within the village.
It's a simple but yet very formal elevation. It's very homely. Even the swallows have found home here.
I think the white and the grey colour palette really suits the style of the house.
Can we go in?
Yes.
Lovely.
It's very nice, isn't it?
This is a standard layout of a period home of its time. You've got 2 rooms either side, you've got the staircase to the rear, and what I really like about it is that just at the back you've got this door with panes of glass, just giving that wee glimpse of the garden.
Beautiful flagstones on the floor, very nice kind of, would you call it putty green colouring on the wall, so it's very soft.
A very simple entrance hall. I would like to have seen a couple of more standard lamps in here. I think it would have just given a little bit of warmth. Lovely proportioned room, very much of the period, square shape. The fact there are 2 windows in this room really help it in terms of light. Great fireplace, and I just love the colour on the wall.
Yeah, that's kind of like a sort of a pale chocolate colour which they've used, and it makes the room very intimate.
Yeah, I really love that. Every dog has his day, Hugh. It's a lovely restoration, and just a simple layout on the furniture facing towards the fireplace.
Lovely couch, love the materials, the linens, and Deirdre, the television in the corner.
Yes, slightly unresolved. I think a little cabinet that would take the television would be a better solution. And looking around, you get a sense that the person who lives here is a very well-travelled person because there's lots of interesting objects around the room.
Wow, look at this. What's really nice is this beautiful little detail where the corners have been curved. So all of a sudden, the fitted kitchen looks like they're loose cabinets.
The colour scheme in here is really nice. We've seen it in the other parts of the house. Beautiful stone floor, and I like the fact that there's a small table in the middle. You can still circulate from the cooking to the wash-up and to the fridge in the other corner.
Yeah, you can see that traditional theme has been carried on into the kitchen. And it's quite nice that you've actually stepped off the living room down into the kitchen. And the way this building will be constructed, it was constructed following the contours of the site. And I think the kitchen is so spacious because there's no high-level units, and I really like that. You can see right away where I'm standing at. You're standing at the very end of the period home. Now look at the size and the thickness of these walls. And I love the way, again, that you step down in off the kitchen. You get the lovely flow, and you've got the connection to the gardens. And it's a traditional architectural style. You've got your cove ceilings, you've got your roof light. But I think it was a missed opportunity that this had been modernised, all glass. You really would take full advantage of that outside garden.
I understand where you're coming from, Patrick, but I think, funny enough, the owner here has a particular style. You have this lovely vista from the dining room through the kitchen into the living room, and it's just a lovely colour palette, great furniture, and this style of extension, I think, suits them perfectly.
Wow. The owner's favourite spot is in the hall. It's either about loving coming home, or it's about meeting and greeting friends that come and visit.
Yeah, I agree, Deirdre. I think they're very much part of country life, is what you get in this house.
This is a nice bedroom, isn't it? Really calm, beautiful kind of duck egg green on the walls. And I just love the bed. I think the white linen is fantastic with that soft grey at the end.
What intrigues me here is you've got core matting on the floor, which is actually quite, rough and ready. There's a real sense that this owner, it's about the countryside and it's about tactility.
The bed is perfectly positioned. Lie in the bed, look out through that sash window, just taking in that view. And what I really like about the room is there's no clutter, and you don't often find that in traditional houses.
The owner has chosen the most beautiful colours throughout. And I love seeing the memorabilia that the owner has collected from their travels abroad, interspersed with their antiques and soft furnishings. And I'm going to give it a 9.
I love the feeling throughout this charming country-style home. A great entrance hallway, a spacious kitchen. I am giving it an 8.
The elegant and discerning style of the homeowner shows throughout this home.
Sarah Thompson and her husband Scott built a period-style home for their family on the site of Scott's parents' home in County Down. The home was knocked and 2 homes were built to house 3 generations.
The style of the house was important to get right. We preferred the Georgian style. Classic in all its proportions and with great symmetry, it allowed for large rooms, but we also liked the interconnectivity between the living room, the dining and the kitchen, so we were able to open up a much larger space for our family to spend a lot of time in. As an interior designer, I've really enjoyed this process of pulling some of my favourite fabrics, our favourite belongings from travels that we've picked up along the way, just to add personality and character to the house.
When we were building the house, we sat down, discussed most of the interior elements of the house, and virtually everyone we decided that Sarah was right. I did try my best, but I clearly don't have an eye for design or style.
Our favourite spot is the bathroom. I chose a wonderful vintage wallpaper to decorate the walls and add an extra level of personality, and paired it with the plainer panelling, sourced a really vibrant bath that is actually a reclaimed piece that we thought we would repaint and never did because the orange looks so well in this room.
We love the home. It's a sanctuary. You drive through the gates and it's as if you're leaving the pressures of work behind.
Well, my taste buds have been tantalised really by this revival Georgian building.
When you arrive here at the portico, the proportions are lovely and very inviting, and I love the colour tones.
It's got a lot of importance, and I really like the way you've got the main building and you've got the stone building, which acts as a link to the garage. I'm really looking forward to seeing inside.
Yes.
Let's go. How magnificent is this? Just a lovely hall to come into. Look at the sheer scale and size of this. Beautiful tiles on the floor. It's just such an elegant space.
Yeah, your taste buds are definitely alive in here. Beautiful kind of salmon colour on the wall, and all the woodwork is just in an off-white. I love the fact that there are lots of beautiful, interesting pieces of furniture, magnificent chandelier.
The homeowners here really want to impress with a beautiful sweeping staircase, and it is a real luxury to have a fireplace in your entrance hall.
Should we go?
Such an extravagant room. You're bringing the same style into this beautiful open plan. You've got the living room, you've got the dining area, you've got the kitchen, but what I really like, you've got those massive sash windows.
My senses are just overloaded. I am absolutely loving every bit that I'm seeing here. Beautiful sort of herringbone washed oak flooring, very soft grey tones on the wall. There's a fantastic eye for detail and understanding how textures and fabrics work together.
It's extraordinary the sophistication of the detail in this room. So I'll just move in. What a great country-styled kitchen, beautiful finish. Like, look at the size of this countertop in one piece of marble. It's fantastic. And the view out to that walled garden.
Love that kind of antique tiled mirror. The great thing is that I can see what's behind me while I'm cooking. Really nice detail. What I was going to say though is that there's a lovely sash window over there, and it would have been great to have that going down to the floor, a door out to the garden, so on a warm sunny day you can go and sit outside without having to go through a utility room.
You know me, I always love to get outside, but these homes are all about symmetry, and they're designed from the outside, and so that does restrict you sometimes in terms of the functionality of the layout. Example, we've got a beautiful traditional kitchen, we've got the Belfast sink, we've got a sash window which actually goes the whole way down and behind the sink, and for me that's a detail not resolved.
magnificent master bedroom, very decadently dressed bed. You've got the headboard, which is kind of like a linen. Then you've got the cotton, the velour.
Beautifully elegant, rich. It nearly feels like you're in a boutique hotel.
You're getting more of a sense of the personality of the homeowner in this room. Great pieces of artwork.
Wow. Oh, wow, 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 wow. This is chic, actually. And I just adore the bath and the fact that the base of it is in orange. Brilliant.
And the position of this bathroom works very well. It's multifunctional. You've got the access off the master bedroom, you've got the access off the lantern. What is really nice about it is that when you're sitting in this bath, you're taking the views through that beautiful window there.
I think it's like a boudoir, you know, because of the wallpaper. It's so refined. And we have the owner's favorite spot. And from here, what you have is this great view through into the master bedroom and this spectacular bathroom, which, you know, I'd have to say is one of the best I've ever seen. The homeowners are most certainly not run-of-the-mill, and they have shown their astonishing creativity throughout this home, particularly in the selection of the furniture, the fabrics, and the colours. And I'm giving it a 9.
A simple layout that functions and a comfortable feeling throughout makes this a lovely family home. I'm giving it an 8.
To see that level of sophistication carried throughout this home is incredible.
Now that the judges have visited all 3 homes, it's time to see how they measure up against each other. First, Patrick reveals what he gave the contemporary home in Derry.
This was a beautiful piece of rural modern architecture set in an astonishing site. Beautiful entrance. It really set the tone for the rest of the home. I give it an 8.
2 7s and an 8, that gives us 22.
Next, Hugh reveals his score for the renovated period home in Wicklow.
You just got a real sense of the owner's love for the countryside, out horse riding, bringing their friends back to that magical dining room for a long lunch. I thought this was an absolutely magnificent home, and I gave it a 9.
Great, well deserved. That's 2 9s and an 8. That gives us 26.
And finally, Deirdre tells us her score for the period-style home in County Down.
A really sumptuous entrance hall, beautiful stone flooring, but the delight for me was the living room. So I gave this home a 10.
A big score.
I know. A 10, a 9, and an 8. That gives us 27. We have our winner.
The home through to the final is the period-style home in County Down.
Great to have this home in the final.
I honestly thought I had died and gone to heaven.
Next week, the search continues for Home of the Year.